At this point, you've probably heard of Scratchin Melodii, a brand new rhythm game. But did you know there's already a modding scene for it? Yeah, pretty cool. While there's not too many released mods, there are some mods that are work in progress or have released demos. Notable examples would be B-Sides, Scratchin Melodii but Bad, Melody Tweaks, which is kind of just like a Friday Funkin' Engine if you're familiar with those, and Scavenger Hunt. Now that I've got that out of the way, let's talk about Scratchin Melodii modding a bit. Will the game blow up because of mods? Will the community latch on to Sonic.exe and only make creepypasta mods? Is the game even accessible enough to expect many mods? Let's get into it. So, Scratchin Melodii is a very complicated game compared to another very modded rhythm game you guys may know. I think one of the biggest barriers is that there's lyrics for the songs. And while the vocals are made using Vocaloid, meaning that you don't need real singers, it's still very hard to write good lyrics. On top of that, the way that the voices are used in-game is extremely tedious. Every single sound or word are different files, meaning it could take days just to get the song in-game. The art is also a lot more time-consuming. With so many different frames you have to animate, it could take months just to finish a single song. There's also the hassle of how early into the modding community for Scratchin Melodii is. So there's not too many tools or tutorials on how to mod the game yet. But despite all of that, let's move on and ask, you could already say that Scratchin Melodii is blown up, which is fair, but personally, I don't think it has. Yes, it has gone pretty popular, but it fell off way too fast to really leave a mark. But let's get into the question, when a lot of mods start coming out, will it keep the game steady? Because as we all know, the reason why FNF lasted so long is because of its modding community. So, could the same happen to Scratchin Melodii? Well, I don't think so. Like I said before, it's incredibly hard to mod the game, so having a constant flow of mods to keep the game going is extremely unlikely. I do think it will be keeping relevant in the small community it has right now though, and maybe even grow a bit. I'm making this section to just talk about a few extra things before we wrap up. First, before you all leave angry comments, I know Scratchin Melodii is not very comparable to Friday Night Funkin'. I used Friday Night Funkin' as an example at some parts of the video, as it's a very popular example, especially within my community. Also, I'd like to shout out Barbed Pilot for making Melody Tweaks, which makes the game just so much better to play, and Jeremy Gamer 13 for making a custom charts mod, which is amazing for modding. Finally, I'd like to say that you should totally go browse the game page for Scratchin Melodii and check out some of the cool stuff being made there. It especially helps the creators of these mods if you like the submissions. That's all for this section though. On to the... So, I don't think Scratchin Melodii modding will be super popular and we'll get a bunch of awesome mods, which is unfortunate because I really love this game. But we can always appreciate these small amounts of mods that do release. I'll leave a link to the Game Banana page, and a fan-made Discord with about 500 members. It has a few modding channels which are really cool. I hope you all enjoyed this look into Scratchin Melodii Modding, and if you would like to see more on this game, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. That's all for today, so bye guys!